teacher in Richland School District, and STEM has funded my project for math movies. Math movies are a video, it is written, it's audio, it's visual. It's a movie that kids make solving math problems.
Hi, we're going to show you how to do algebra. So our equation is 2x plus 4 equals 8. And we're trying to get x all by itself. So we're going to subtract 4 from sides. So 2x, so 4 minus 4 equals 0, stands for nothing, equals 8 minus 4 equals 4. So we're still trying to get x all by itself. So I'm going to do division. So I'm going to divide by 2's on both sides. So 2 divided by 2 equals 1x, and equals 4 divided by 2 equals 2, so x equals 2. We're going to put the 2 instead of the x and see if our problem works. 2 times 2 plus 4 equals 8. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 equals 8. Our answer is correct. We're in 3rd grade and we know algebra. Bye.
Some things that are hard for me in math are things like I'm not really good at division, and I'm not good at math when I don't understand it, and I usually go over it with my mom and she teaches me how to do it, and then it's really easy. And making math movies also helped me because I have to do the problem and I explain it to myself out loud, and I also can write it down on the movie and it shows up on the screen, and I know what I'm doing and everything.
When Sam goes to approach a math problem on paper and it has several steps to it, it can get confusing because it's hard to organize your train of thought as clearly on paper. Sometimes you first have to figure out how you're going to approach the problem, and then you go through the problem and you end up crossing things out or putting arrows so that you can follow how someone solved the problem. But on the computer, the great thing is it gives them the chance to better organize their thoughts because they can draw out the math in one area and then they can voice over the top to explain how they did it. And it makes it much clearer to follow. Sam really enjoys being able to do things on the computer. I think anytime you can get away from the traditional paper and pencil, it makes it more fun. And so he loves having that opportunity to do things like that on the computer, to be able to solve some problems. And then if you have it on the computer, it also gives you the ability to share it with other people. So he does enjoy being able to do that. If he's able to make a video on the computer, the fun thing about that is, you know, you see videos that you watch on TV or you see video games, and it's definitely more exciting to be able to put together something like that that can almost be a form of entertainment than solving a math problem on pen and paper. I definitely feel that a parent could benefit by watching math videos made by other students. It would help the parent see the train of thought that the student went through to solve the problem. It's been a long time for a lot of parents since they've solved some of these math problems, and so to have a visual reminder with the voice over the top as to how to solve a problem makes it much more clear. There may be a few areas that they're unclear of themselves, and if they're able to watch it, it's going to make it much easier to help explain the problem to their child. Then their child can watch the video as well and can ask the parent for clarification. So it's a great learning tool that way.
my students have made have been shared with pre-service teachers at Washington State University. And the pre-service teachers watching them better understand how children think when they are going through the process of solving a math problem. In that way, they're better able to help the students that they will one day teach in their classrooms.
I'm Amy Roth McDuffie, and I work at Washington State University Tri-Cities campus in the Department of Teaching and Learning, and I basically am responsible for the mathematics education courses there. So we have both undergraduates who are preparing to become teachers and graduate students who already are teachers and coming back to do further study. The math movies are particularly nice to hear children's own thinking about mathematics and to watch them as they're doing the mathematics. And we have in the field many examples of children's work on problems in their own writing, but it tends to be in print and not that dynamic feel that you can have in the math movies, where you can see the order that they're writing their solution and how they're thinking about it and how they're talking about it. As you'll see in the math movies, and if you watch children do mathematics, we often assume that their work goes top to bottom, left to right as we read, but rarely, if you watch children actually do it, does it occur quite that way. They tend to go all over the page in different ways and use different representations to support their thinking and to help them think through the problem. And the math movies are really nice ways of helping my pre-service teachers to become aware of that, but also just to see children's thinking unfold before them. And of course we can pause and replay if we want to hear it again, and those are things that are harder to do in real life. And then there are also particular strategies for particular kinds of problems that I like to feature. And the way that Mary has indexed the math movies and titled them, I can go to particular problems when I want to feature these things. For example, one of the things that has been helpful is open number lines, and we have quite a bit of research on how open number lines are helpful for children's thinking about addition and subtraction, and actually even multiplication with repeated groups. And in the Common Core state standards that are now being widely adopted, I think we have more than 46 states at this point who have adopted them, and Washington, of course, is one of them. There's heavy emphasis on the number line there. So that's an important representation in elementary mathematics in particular. So one video I like my students to watch is the children doing the number hopping, where they actually work with an open number line and use that as a representation to understand how you can decompose and recompose numbers when solving addition and subtraction problems, or like I said, also even multiplication problems.
Doing math movies addresses all 8 of the Common Core state standards in math. The first one, they're making sense of problems and persevering in solving them. One of the things about the math movies is that using technology is fun for the kids, so they are more willing to persevere on more difficult math problems than they would if they were using paper and pencil. They reason abstractly and quantitatively while they are working and voicing over their thinking on the math movies. They construct viable arguments and critique the reasoning of others when they are coming through with their solution and checking their work. They're modeling with mathematics by drawing pictures and doing their math sentences and showing their work. They're using appropriate tools strategically, especially using any of the tools that are on the software that they're using, and using technology as a tool for learning and teaching. They attend to precision while they are checking their work. They are looking for and making use of structure, and the last one, they look for and express regularity and repeated reasoning, so sometimes they are looking for patterns while they are solving their math problems.